Well, also tonight, we are learning new details about a deadly early morning traffic stop. The GBI tells us that Derek Rooks of Marietta died in the incident. They say that Smyrna police officers tried to stop a stolen U-Haul truck around 6 a.m. The GBI says a gunshot was fired from the U-Haul and officers returned fire. Rooks was then found dead inside of the truck. No officers were injured. In the last hour here, 11 Alive spoke with his fiance, Rooks' fiance here. This photo is of the two of them together. She told us they were living in the U-Haul with their two children for the last month after being evicted.
Very, very chaotic. I don't want to believe it. It hurts. It hurts like hell, if I can say that. I don't wish this on anyone. And what I will say is, other than this situation, check on the strong people.
A U-Haul recovery expert told 11 Alive a grill and other household items were found in the back of that truck.
Much love and long life, my people. Something about this story just doesn't sit right. They're saying he fired at police and then took his own life. But wait. His fiancée says something completely different. She was actually on the phone with him while he was screaming for help, so how can a man call for help and still be the one to pull the trigger? Something deeper is going on here. Let's look closer.
Officer-involved shooting that left one man dead after a traffic stop in Smyrna. Atlanta News First anchor Victor Williams joins us live in Smyrna to break this down for us. Victor, cops have now told us that gunshot wound that killed this man was actually...
Yeah, that's right, Carly, and we learned that information from Smyrna police in just the last few minutes. But we've also been told by the fiancée of the deceased that this man was on the way to donate plasma. She said that he was inside of one of these U-Haul vehicles that they decided to rent but never returned. And unfortunately, that is what has led to this tragedy now taking place. It's a gut-wrenching scream coming straight from the soul of Chantel Morrow, marking the exact moment she found out that her fiancé, 46-year-old Derek Rooks, lost his life after being pulled over by Smyrna police.
Derek was amazing. Derek was a sweetheart. Derek was very quiet.
But police say Derek's death happened after a traffic stop on McLendon Avenue. Officers pulled over a U-Haul that was reported stolen around 6 a.m. on Friday. Investigators say that officers gave Rooks numerous commands after the stop, but say a gunshot was fired from the U-Haul and officers returned fire. Derek was pronounced dead on the scene, and now Smyrna police are saying that his death was the result of a gunshot wound.
They did it! They did it! I got a voicemail. I heard everything before he took his last breath. He kept saying, "Help me, somebody help me."
Prior to that shooting, Chantel says that U-Haul was home as both were living inside.
With my children. My daughter is 20 and my son is 15. And my fur baby, my dog Denim.
We did speak with a third-party contract worker who recovers late returns or stolen U-Haul trucks. He responded to this scene because the truck involved was stolen, according to police. That contractor said that his records show the person who rented the truck initially was a female.
We were just trying to survive. Life was life for us. We were trying to figure it out.
Either way, Chantel is still trying to come to terms with Derek's death. Sadly, she heard his final moments in a voicemail left on her phone.
And I heard, "Help, help me, somebody help me."
And once again, all of this is still under investigation with the GBI. Once that investigation is done, those details are then going to be turned over to the Cobb County DA. In the meantime, we are live tonight in Smyrna. Victor Williams, Atlanta News First.
You heard her clearly. She said, "They did it." And that one line changes everything. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. U-Haul reported that truck stolen, even though it was only 1 day late. 1 day. Why the rush? Why push that report so fast when this man and his fiancée were literally living in that truck, homeless, just trying to make it through another day? He wasn't running. He wasn't hiding. He was on his way to donate plasma just to get enough money for gas. That's not a criminal move. That's survival. But then you look at that truck. The doors, the windshield, the sides, riddled with bullets, holes everywhere. And they still want us to believe he took his own life inside that? Come on now. Does that sound like suicide to you, or does it sound like someone wanted this story buried before the truth could breathe?
FBI is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Smyrna, but the fiancé of the man who died during a traffic stop says they weren't running from police, but instead running from homelessness. Now her soon-to-be husband, Derek Rooks, is dead after a shooting involving police while he was behind the wheel of the U-Haul they were living in with their 2 children. The shooting happened around 6 a.m. on McLendon Avenue near Concord Road South. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcedo joining us live now from Smyrna Police Headquarters. Angelina, this woman is not only grieving now, but she also wants some answers about what took place.
Yes, Shantrice Merrow says that she wants to know why police fired, why they're saying that Derek fired at, and why he didn't get help when he was asking for it. Tonight, we can confirm that Smyrna police say that the gunshot that Derek died from was actually inflicted, but Shantrice tells me that she is not buying that. She admits they did keep the U-Haul longer than they were supposed to, but it was the only way to keep their family off the street.
Put your hands out the window!
He called me when it happened.
A 6-minute voicemail.
At 6:08, I heard the entire thing. He actually, the last 4 minutes of the voicemail, he was saying, help, somebody help me.
Let Shantrice Merrow know her fiance was in trouble.
You could hear all of the officers in the background very angry, very aggressive, and then it just went dead.
46-year-old Derek Rook shot dead after Smyrna police pulled him over in a U-Haul they say was stolen. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says officers heard a gunshot fired from the U-Haul and shot back.
It hurts. It hurts like hell, if I can say that. I don't wish this on anyone.
Merrow says she and Rook rented the U-Haul and admitted to keeping it after they were evicted nearly a month ago. 5 days into renting it, making enough money for hotel rooms, food for their 2 kids, and gas got hard.
We started sleeping in the U-Haul truck and our personal vehicle. We actually would sleep right here in the Kroger parking lot next to the McDonald's.
She says Rook just started a new job, but she's still searching. This morning, her fiance was going to donate plasma for extra money before his shift.
So he was going to donate today for gas because he didn't have any gas in the U-Haul truck. We were in the steps of making things right, but we did what we had to do, and that was sleeping in the truck.
An extremely tough situation for this family here. Now, Shantrice says that she and Derek were actually the ones that everyone leaned on, the ones who were there for everybody and were strong even when life got hard. She's encouraging people to check in on those who may be strong in their life because you never know what they might be going through. Again, the GBI is investigating what led up to Derek actually losing his life today. The Cobb County Medical Examiner does say that his injuries were Live tonight in Smyrna. Angelina Salcedo.
Notice something strange. They never said they recovered a gun from that scene, not once. And every time the story starts to crack, every time the evidence doesn't match, they just rewrite the narrative to make it fit. It's the same pattern over and over. The reports line up perfectly, the coroner's statement echoes the same script, and the police wrap it all together like a well-rehearsed performance. No inconsistencies, no questions, no accountability. Just one clean version of events they all swear by. And that's how cover-ups are born. When too many people tell the same story word for word, even when the truth is screaming from the evidence they chose to ignore. Even the Cobb County Coroner's Office, you already know how this goes. They'll likely nod their heads and agree with whatever the police say, no questions asked. The pathologist, the medical examiner, everyone in that chain plays their part like it's a script they've practiced for years. We've seen it too many times. Reports polished, statements synchronized, truth buried under paperwork. And when the smoke clears, it's always the same ending. Another black man, unarmed, dead, during what they call a routine traffic stop. But how many of these stops end with a body bag instead of a warning ticket? How many more lives have to be explained away with that same cold phrase, "he reached," or "he resisted"? This isn't new. It's a pattern, and we're watching it repeat right before our eyes. He was probably terrified to even open that door, scared that the moment he stepped out, they'd take the only thing he had left. That old U-Haul truck, the clothes, their memories, everything he and his fiancée owned. Imagine that level of fear, holding on to your last piece of survival, begging for help, and still being treated like a threat. And yet they expect us to believe that in the middle of all that panic, while he was pleading for his life, he suddenly decided to turn the gun on himself. Come on, that doesn't sound like despair. That sounds like desperation forced by fear, by power, by something darker happening off camera. Rest in peace to that brother, because no one deserves to die begging for mercy that never came. This right here is yet another case that cuts deep, another reminder of why the trust between police and the black community keeps fading away. Because every time something like this happens, the story feels too familiar. The same explanations, the same cover, the same faces that die, and the same ones that walk away untouched. And we're left asking, how many times must this cycle repeat before someone calls it what it really is? There's a pain that comes with watching injustice dressed up as procedure, and a frustration that burns when the truth never makes it past the reports. Much love, my people. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Was justice really served here, or just another headline to move past? Your little comment might be the spark that changes the whole narrative. Please like, share, and subscribe so this story can reach more people, and maybe open more eyes. Much love and long life, my good people of God.